Welcome to Life, Biz, and Goals. I am your host, LaToniga Sass, and I am so excited you are joining us today. My wonderful guest today is the amazing Atonya Wallace. It is truly a pleasure and honor to have her and chatting it up with her today. Atonya and I are college friends. We met several years ago in college. Go Gamecocks!
Go Gamecocks.
And we reconnected a couple of years ago on Facebook. So it's so wonderful to see her beautiful face and reconnect with her. She is a wonderful wife, mother, friend, and she loves sharing, encouraging others, and building a legacy for their children. Amazing friends, please welcome Atonya to the podcast. So, Atonya, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm originally from South Carolina, a very small town in Lawrence County. The name of the town is Gray Court. I always give the name of the town because of a story my dad shared with me. There was a gentleman in the military. After he left the military, he came home, had told all his friends he was from Greenville, South Carolina. Some of his friends actually came to Greenville looking for this guy because they wanted to see their army buddy. And they were all over Greenville just asking for this man, and no one knew him. They didn't know him because he actually was not from Greenville. He was from a smaller town and called Fountain Inn. And
Mm.
so I give the name of my town. I'm proud of where I'm from. It is very small, but I'm from Gray Court. And as you said, I went to the University of South Carolina. After graduating, I moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
And I've been here since graduation, and I am married, have a beautiful 11-year-old, super intelligent, very active daughter.
Mhm.
And I work full time for a corporate company, and I also build a business on the side part time.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what made you pursue entrepreneurship? And going back real quick, I love that story that you shared from your dad. That is so true because being
Hmm.
from South Carolina, Goose Creek, South Carolina, growing up, I would always tell people I'm from Charleston. And I say that because nobody knew where Goose Creek was. People like Goose
Right.
Creek, where is that? But if I say I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, everybody be like, "Oh, I know Charleston. I know Charleston."
Right.
Definitely, I am going to take that to heart. That for now, and people say, "Well, where'd you grow up?" I grew up in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you
You're
for that.
welcome.
Now, getting back to the entrepreneurship question that everybody has been waiting for. So, what made you want to pursue entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is in my blood. It's who I am. It's in my DNA. And actually, at the University of South Carolina, my major actually was small business ownership
Okay.
and retail management.
Okay.
So I've always had a desire to own my own and have my own. And I also know that although I'm paid a pretty nice salary doing what I do, I am an executive assistant.
Mhm.
My salary, my check is the same every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if I want to grow beyond that and my lifestyle, my experiences with my daughter, I want my daughter to travel the way that I did when, as a youth, I went to Europe at 16 and I traveled to these different countries and I share that with my daughter
Mhm.
because she is very active and very intelligent. There are places that she wants to travel that are outside of this country. While I can travel with my salary, but my salary keeps me boxed in.
Yeah.
And my lifestyle, my birthright says that I deserve more. As an entrepreneur, I control how much money I can make.
Mhm. Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. Definitely that travel part. I grew up military. So we lived in Europe for a couple of years and it was amazing. And I would definitely love to be able to take trips whenever I want to, you know,
Right.
I'm working or not, but also be able to afford to take them and also be comfortable in being able to take them in my
Yes.
family. So I
Mhm.
totally agree with you on that. So was that your why as to getting in business, or was there another reason why you decided to do the entrepreneurship route?
Well, the why, yes, it is because I want to expand my lifestyle and to give my daughter those experiences. But I also know that I need to leave her a legacy. I need to leave Anissa a legacy because once I transition, there are insurance policies, but that's going to be a one-time payment. My goal is to leave a financial legacy for Anissa, for her to have the ability to make choices in the things that she wants to do, not just traveling, but business choices. So when I do close my eyes, my goal is to have a portfolio of businesses that I own. I've already spoken to the banker that I want to work with. So I already know that once my finances hit a certain level for my business, where I'm saving my money, I'm investing it as well. And we're going to have some fun with some of it also. But it's very important to leave her a legacy, a portfolio of businesses for her to run, for her to manage, for her to grow. And if she wants to sell some of them, she can. That'll be her choice. But it's important to me to leave a financial legacy for her to have the ability to make choices on where she wants to live, how often she wants to vacation, and actually what her goals and dreams are, her interests. So she will, once money is flowing in, she can now make some decisions on what she is passionate about. What does she want to live her life doing? She may not want to manage my companies, right? She may want to pay someone to do that for her as long as that income is coming in.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. So, with all that said, and you wanting to have the legacy for your daughter to build the income, have multiple streams of income, what exactly do you do?
I own a marketing company, and I market one product. I actually market the very first company that allowed travel agents to work from home. So they gave travel agents the opportunity to leave the brick and mortar and have a business where you can click and order. You know, we all are participating in e-commerce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see the vans coming up and down the street all day long when someone's participating in e-commerce for products. So I actually sell an online travel business, which gives families, it empowers them to, one, own a business, and empowers them to travel when they want, the way that they like to travel. So now they can travel more, experience more, and they can save more also in their households. It gives them an opportunity to not only book their travel and receive confirmation numbers for the travel, but now they're receiving commission checks.
Okay. Okay.
And it now empowers another household to make money. So that is what I do.
Wonderful. Now, what made you join this networking group? What was the niche or the thing that outshine others? Because there's so many out there. So, what
Yes.
made you join this networking family?
You know what? It's funny that you say that because there are other, and the company I'm with, it is a network marketing company. There are other network marketing companies, and I've been in those communities before. The ones that have they are associated with legal, right? Some that are associated with product, cosmetics, also more than one. So what was different about this one is timing.
Okay.
So a friend of mine who introduced us to my daughter's track club, we were already booking hotel rooms whenever we had track meets that were more than 45 minutes away from home. And it was those track meets that would be weekend long track meets, the one you have to qualify for the next meet, right? And so she said, "Hey, Atonya, I have something I want you to look at." I looked at the webinar. It made sense. And in my quiet time, I was praying to the Lord. I said, "Lord, I'm a woman of faith." I said, "Lord, I need a business that would allow me to, one, work from my home, because I can't leave my daughter at home and go work a part-time job. And I need something that would allow me to travel with her." And when I saw that I could book travel, I didn't have to change how I was booking hotel rooms or reserving those car rentals if we needed a car. I didn't have to change anything, but what would change would be the tax benefits from owning a home-based travel business, and also being able to earn the commissions off of the trips that I'm like, why would I book a hotel room and not earn the commission and allow a .com on Wall Street to earn that? Honey, my street needs that commission,
All right.
not
All
Wall
right.
Street.
Right.
So it was timing and the product.
Okay. Okay. And what networking marketing family is that with?
The name of the company I'm with is Planet Marketing.
Okay.
Planet Marketing is a 9-year-old company based in Atlanta, Georgia. The founders are actually alumni of the University of South Carolina as well.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Go Gamecocks. How has being a supportive community impacted your journey as an entrepreneur?
Okay. I like that question. That's a great question. And there are entrepreneurs who have a passion. They take out a bank loan and they have a business plan and they go out and they start their business.
Hmm.
And sometimes they a business, let's say a restaurant business. Most restaurant businesses will close within the first 5 years.
Hmm.
They're not turning a profit. It's very challenging and difficult. But that person is an entrepreneur. The type of entrepreneur I am is I like a company that has a blueprint that is working.
Hmm.
And so with my company, because we have evidence, we have documentation of people who are successful, with that comes a community of leaders who allow you to leverage their time, their talent, and their skill set. So while I'm here in Georgia, I have business partners who are in other states
Hmm.
and actually made a connection with someone in the UK who happens to be a graduate of the University of South Carolina. I mean, we're just everywhere,
I
but
see.
it's networking. Networking, I feel, is what we do naturally as a people. That's what we do. If we have people who are in another state, maybe even companies who are looking for something, we connect people. We use our resources. That's just what we do.
Right.
And because that's one of my gifts, my talent that God has given me. I am an encourager, right? And I love to empower people.
Hmm.
And having a community of people who have the same mindset,
Yes.
it makes it easier because they speak my language.
Okay. Okay. That is very important. That is so important to be connected with people who speak the same language.
Right.
Um, what advice would you give to someone who feels that they lack the community support needed to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams? You know, we have so many people, like you said, this was the perfect fit for you. And I always encourage people find the fit that works for you because
Right.
everybody's dreams are different. You know, you may have someone who just wants to write books, who wants to be an author, you know, a best time seller, you know, author, you know, or someone who wants to be a songwriter or a producer. That's their passion. That's really what they want to do, you know, but they haven't found that community, or
Mhm.
maybe they found a community and it wasn't a supportive community. What encouragement can you give someone who lacks you know, finding the right connections, the right group?
Right. That's a great question too, LaTonica. I like that. So one, let's be humble. Be humble to know that you're in a position where you can learn. We all have something to share and to add value, right?
Right.
But let's be humble and look for a coach or a mentor. If you can connect with a coach or a mentor, with that comes a community. When a coach, I'm a sports fan. If a coach leaves one team or a college school professional team and go to another team, with them comes a community. They
Mhm.
bring people with them.
True.
If they don't bring them immediately, you will see that coach adding someone that they know to the team, right? So they
Mhm.
bring their community with them as they walk into another community. But even the coach that's coming in has to be humble,
Yeah.
filling out the vibe of the community that they're walking into, but be humble. And in my community, we often say when the student is ready, the coach will show up. The teacher will come or the mentor will come. So
That's
look for a
good.
coach or a mentor. In our community, we have success coaches. As soon as a business partner partners with us, we have success coaches and we have them on every level in our business. There's a coach because we want to see everyone succeed.
Yeah.
We want families to want more, to desire more, and we help you get the more, whatever that more is for your family. So be humble and look for a mentor or a coach. And if you're a person of faith, pray for that person, and God will give you that divine appointment.
That's good. That's good. I think a lot of times we we strive so hard to do things on our own, and that's a lot of times where we fail. And I'm not saying
Right,
to tell everybody your business, because you should not, because everybody won't
right,
support what you do. But
right.
find that person or that community that will help you along the way, help you along that journey, who will be there, who will also keep you humble. Like you said, you got to find some, that be humble, be humbleness, be eager to learn. We should never
Right.
stop learning. We should never stop learning. No matter how old we get, we should never stop learning. There's something to learn every day. It doesn't matter if it's something big or small. These kids are constantly teaching us too, you know.
They are.
So, yeah. So we have to be open. We can't close ourselves off just because, we've gotten a little older and act like what the young people have to say is not relevant. It is relevant. And
Mhm.
a lot of us can teach us a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Some of
I
these kids
agree.
have taught me so much on these cell phones. Half of us, we don't even have the patience to even read the instructions or whatever. But you
Right.
got a young person, you be like, I can't get this to do this, and they do. And anytime I'm having any issues, I call my goddaughter in a minute. Hey, how do I do this?
That's so true. That is so true. And look, a lot of us have gotten rid of cable, right? And now we have these streaming services.
Mhm.
Now you have multiple remotes.
Yeah.
In my home, my husband thinks every television has to have a sound bar, and they do. So there's a sound bar remote. There's a remote for your television and the streaming service.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes we just call the child, like, just do this.
It's almost like it's built into them, like technology, like they were born with the
They will,
skills. Like,
yes.
yeah. So I
Right.
totally get it. I totally get it. Oh, that was so great. Can you share a moment when your community stepped in to help you overcome a significant challenge in your life and in your business? And in your community, when I say in your life, it can be because we have different communities for different things. So,
Right.
entrepreneurial community and your life community, and if they
Right.
spill over together and they come together because your entrepreneurial community is your life community, that's even better. So yeah, can you give us any examples of where you faced some challenges and you've gotten through those because of the community support that you have?
Yes, thank you. Another great question. Something that we sometimes look over as you're talking to people about becoming an entrepreneur, or people that have maybe tried in the past but didn't have that sense of community. Well, I am a mom and I only have one daughter. I'm so blessed to have her. And it's tough sometimes when I have to travel and go away. And she has events. My daughter does extremely well academically, track, basketball, and she
Mhm.
plays golf as well,
Yeah.
and everything, instruments and band and all of that. So last year, I went on a trip to Cancun. So sometimes we have something called mommy guilt, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And we can allow the mom guilt to stop us, or we can say, hey, if I will sacrifice this time away from her now, then I will be able to gain that time freedom and the financial freedom and personal freedom that I'm looking for and that I'm working for later.
Yeah.
So I will not have to be concerned about how much time I have to spend with her. And so what happened, she actually had a track meet that was a qualifying track meet for Junior Olympics.
Mm.
The exact same weekend I was traveling
Wow.
out of the country.
Okay.
So my husband decided his trip was paid for. He decided he would stay home, make the sacrifice and not go.
Mhm.
I went on the business trip. My 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 business community, they are moms too, so they understood what I was going through and the feeling of not being able to be with her. But I also had a business partner who did not go on the trip because her daughter as well was in the qualifying track meet, also doing another event. But the mom from the business and the track mom, same person, and my husband's a part of my community, and so is my daughter.
Mhm.
I'm having an event here at my home. Everyone understands how the house needs to be presented, and my daughter knows that she has to stay quiet in her space until my event is over. Okay,
Mhm.
so that I just wanted to clarify that your family is a part of your community.
Right.
So my husband and the business partner took care of my daughter, made sure she had everything she needed, and they took care of her emotionally by being present while mommy was not there.
Mhm.
Being present with her, reassuring her, speaking into her. And because I'm teaching and training her personal development as well. She had
Yeah.
already loaded, not sure if your audience have heard of Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
Knowing well. Knowing well.
She had already She sent to me, she texted me, she had already prepared her mind. She sent the videos to me that she had listened to and watched, to help her to stay focused. And she did extremely well. And this was the first track meet that she actually had an opportunity to stand on the podium.
Oh, wonderful.
So she ended
Congratulations
up
to her.
qualifying. So my community helped me by being able, for me to be able to not have to be so concerned about being away from my daughter, because that was a challenge for me to be out of the country,
I'm sure.
knowing that she had a huge track meet that was coming up.
Hmm.
And so I could be at peace and be present where I was, because there was training on that business trip in Cancun. I know we live a living by living. That's what we do in our business.
Hmm.
But I was able to do that and be present there while my husband and my business partner were present with my daughter.
That's good. That's good. That's so important. It's funny that you tapped into one of my questions, which was how do you involve your family in your entrepreneur journey, and why is it important to build in building that legacy? So
Oh my
you've
goodness.
already tapped into it a little bit. So let's just stay there, just for one
Okay.
more minute, and just hit on the importance of having your family involved in it, and the things that you are instilling in your daughter to build legacy for her future also.
Right. So it's very important to have your family's buy in anytime you're doing something for your family. Because as you're building, I see a plant behind you. I don't know if it's a live plant or not, but we're going to use that as an example.
Hmm.
There are times, being from South Carolina, you may have experienced this. We have a garden.
Hmm.
Sometimes we actually use seedlings and we have a little plant that we can put in the ground. Other times we may have a package and we see what it's supposed to look like on the outside of the package, but on the inside are just seeds. So again, now we're planting in faith
Yeah.
that when I put this in the ground, it's going to produce something, right? And so what you have to do with your family, you have to plant the seed of where you're going. You have to use someone else's story as the picture that's on the outside of that seed package, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
This is what I want for our family. And you get your family's buy-in by hearing what do they want for the family. Are we on the same page? Do
Yeah.
we really want a vacation 4 to 5 times a year? Do
Right.
we really want upgrades when we travel? Do we really want that balcony on that cruise ship, right?
Hmm.
Do we really want to look at our checking account and make decisions based on what we want, not based on what we can allocate funds to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So once you figure out that you and your family are on the same page and you want the same thing, you let your family know, look, let's take some years of sacrifice, because anything worth having is you have to build for that.
Hmm.
This is not a get rich quick anything,
Right.
right? We
Right.
have to work towards that. So when you plant the seed, it's going to take some time in the season for that plant to grow, develop, and produce some fruit.
Hmm.
And so my daughter has been present during I've only been in my business for 2 years, and I am in a leadership business in the company and headed towards another rank in the company.
Okay.
And so when I let my husband and my daughter know these are the goals for the business, this is how the family is going to benefit from it. And then I let my family, they're a part of my team. And I said they're my community. I let them know what I need from them.
Okay.
They partner with me to get the home ready, the house ready. Sometimes I travel. Sometimes I'm in Columbia, South Carolina on a Monday.
Hmm.
And then I drive back home to be at work on Tuesday morning and with my daughter. So we have a huge calendar that's in our family area in our kitchen. So my activities are there, her activities are there as well. My husband has stepped into my position as driving her where she needs to be. She also ministers and dances at church. She's also an usher at church. So there are events that take place even at church that's 30 minutes away.
Hmm.
So my husband has stepped in to be the driver, to pick up snacks, to do all the things that I was doing prior to me building the business.
Yeah.
And so because we're on one accord, because we're on the same page and on the same team, they've made it easier for me to focus on my business, which is producing fruit for my family. When I received a nice commission check from my daughter for a group that I planned a group trip. A sorority went on a trip to Cancun as well.
Okay.
And when the check came in, That was her school money to go shopping with, and my daughter likes to shop.
Mhm. What kid doesn't?
I know. Now she wants to furniture shop. Help me. Help me.
That's great. That's great. One of the biggest things as an entrepreneur is to find that balance between family and business, growing your business. And it can be very difficult when you don't have that extra person or you don't have that extra
Mm,
support, there to, especially when you have children, you know.
right.
I've talked to entrepreneurs who are single parents or who were single parents at the time when they started their business, and they talked about the difficulties. And I'm pretty sure even as someone who is married, it's
Mhm.
still difficult, depending on, especially your workload, because building a business is not easy. I don't care what kind of business it is, if it's from starting from scratch or coming into a networking community, whatever it is, it can take a lot of time because it requires a lot of time to build your dreams, and sacrifices to build your dreams. So definitely that is truly a blessing that you do have that extra help there that is on the same page as you, because I've known also people who were entrepreneurs but their spouse was not on the same page with them,
Mm,
and that can be very hard and difficult when you have someone working against you instead of working along with you, because they haven't caught the dream or they don't understand what you're trying to do in the long run. They're looking at only the present, and
right.
you're looking out the window and you're looking to what the bigger dream is, what the bigger
Right.
picture is, and they're still
Right.
stuck in the window, you know.
Right.
So that can be a hard place. So that is truly a blessing that you have that support system, from your community and from your husband and really from your daughter too, because you have taught her to understand what entrepreneurship is about
Yes.
building business, about building community, how important your community is, how important a legacy is, and the time that we have to pour in now while we can to build this so that we can enjoy and reap the harvest later. We're
Later.
such a microwave generation, now. Everybody wants everything right now.
Hmm.
But, unfortunately, when you're building business or you're trying to pursue a goal or a dream, it doesn't always happen overnight.
That's for sure.
99% of us, it doesn't happen overnight. Okay. And even the ones that it looks like it happened overnight, trust me, in the background, they were building for years. We just didn't see it. We only see the fruit from it now, but we didn't see the labor when they were out in the field laboring, you know?
Right.
So,
Right. And plucking weeds.
right.
If you don't pluck those weeds, it would choke out what you have planted.
Exactly. 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 And one of the most important things is that I see your perseverance. I constantly see your perseverance on social media all the time. Your encouragement to encourage others to keep pushing forward, to keep pushing towards your dreams, because life is hard. Life be life.
It
That is
does.
my thing that I think I say to everybody now. Life be life, honey.
It does.
And while life is life, and we gotta have support in here, we cannot do it by ourselves. And I think
No.
that's when people fall into depression, anxiety, and stuff.
Yes.
They try to keep it bottled in instead of being able to find that person they can trust to release
Right.
it and let it go, you know,
Right.
because it's
Right.
it's hard. It's hard out here.
It is.
If
It is.
somebody
And
tells you, I'm sorry, if somebody tells you that it's easy for entrepreneurship, that you won't have any failures and mistakes, then obviously I don't know what they're doing, because that's how you learn.
that is how you learn. It's how you learn a bike, right? You're going to fall. Once those training wheels come off, you are going to fall and scrape yourself. You have to get back up. Even if you're playing sports, it is difficult. And sometimes the difficulty in that challenge is one of the things that's exciting too at the same time. Because if you know yourself and have confidence in yourself, then you know you are going to accomplish and get over that particular hurdle. It is difficult to own a business. Even in networking, it's very difficult. It's not easy. And I'm very honest with my business partners, and I tell them that it is not easy. But what you do not want to do is to withdraw and think that you can do it on your own.
Right.
This is a community. We are in a referral business. We refer people to what we have to offer, a travel business. Most people love to travel. If they're not traveling, it's either one, they do not have the time to travel, or they don't have the money to travel. And we can help them with both of them in what we do. But as you were speaking, you reminded me of something that I want to share with your audience, because one of the challenges that I had when I first started was that I go to a weekly meeting every Tuesday. And why do I go to a weekly meeting every Tuesday? It's because I am a businesswoman, and that meeting is my business meeting. Surgeons actually do their work in the operating room, right?
Mhm.
My business is done at my meeting every Wednesday. And I was sharing with one of my business partners. She's a senior business partner. She actually let her full-time job go May of this year because she'd replaced, as a electrical engineer, she replaced her full-time income
Wow.
through her part-time business.
Mhm.
She started making six figures part-time. Well, I told her, I said, I cannot come to this Tuesday meeting. My husband's still at work. I would have to leave my daughter. I don't leave her home alone at the time. She was a little younger, 2 years ago, right? And so she said, you know what? Where do you live? I told her exactly where I live. She said, I have a friend that lives in your area. I think she's close to you. Let me call her. She introduced me to this beautiful woman named Vanessa. Vanessa has a beautiful daughter named Camille.
Mhm.
We met at the library on neutral ground. We introduced the girls to each other. They walked away, and they got to know each other a little bit. And Camille became Anissa's very first babysitter.
Okay.
Now, she was a senior in high school, and my daughter was already looking her eye to eye. My daughter is 5'6". They both ran track. They
Mhm.
had a lot in common.
Okay.
And Camille and Vanessa's family, her husband Floyd, became a very intricate part of my family during that time when Camille was here. She's now in college, HBCU, Howard.
Mhm.
And so that also gave Anissa another opportunity to have communication with someone who was intelligent. She loves intelligent conversation. She just got her hair done last night, and the lady that braided her hair, she said, "Mom, we had some of the most interesting conversations. I love hearing her opinion
Mhm.
on different things. It gives me another way to think." And I'm driving the car saying, you are 11,
Mhm.
talking about how you enjoy intellectual conversations. My insides were just jumping. I was so excited.
Yeah.
But my business partner introduced me to a family that I could leave my daughter with,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And could be okay with going to my meeting, and then my husband would go and pick her up. That was probably the first challenge I had in this business, and how that community helped me.
Mhm.
Like, immediately, you have a problem, we're going to help you solve it.
Yeah.
That's how our community functions.
Mhm. And that should really be how any community functions. They want to see you succeed. They want to be
Right.
there and to succeed, see you succeed, because when they see you succeed, it encourages them to keep pushing. We all can
Right.
win. There's enough out here for all of us to win,
Yes.
so
100% agree.
right, right. So we all just have to work together, for the same common goal, which is all of us succeeding in the end.
Right.
Thank you
Right.
for that beautiful story. That's really
You're
great.
welcome.
Um, so when we're talking about like the next generation that's coming up, your daughter's part of that next generation. What lessons, or what is there a lesson that you feel that you can pass down if you had a young person that you needed to speak to today, probably in high school, getting ready to go on to college to pursue their dreams, from what you've learned through your community, your networking of friends and entrepreneurship? What lesson or lessons could you instill in them today?
So, if we're talking, great question. If we're talking about a youth, someone graduating, I would say, please understand that learning does not stop after you receive your diploma. And if you're graduated from college, even after you graduate from college and you receive that degree, learning does not stop then. So, one of the books that my daughter owns is The Top 10 Distinction Between the Millionaires and the Middle Class by Keith Cameron Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a guest. I took a guest to my meeting. She was actually the guest of a business partner community. My business partner had to work, but her guest came to my home and rode with me to the meeting. The guest was very excited. Talked to the founder of the company, and she said to the founder of the company, maybe not right now, maybe next year. I have some tax things I'm working through. I came home, the guest left. My daughter said, Mom, how did it go? I said, well, she said that she wants to wait until next year. My daughter said at 11, Mom, it's too bad that she didn't think like a millionaire. Instead of her thinking of waiting, instead of her thinking of waiting until next year, she should partner with you today and imagine where she could be a year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now.
All right.
So the lessons are in the books.
Mm-hmm.
We have to open the books to read them
Mm-hmm.
and apply. Applied knowledge is a lot more powerful than just having knowledge.
Right. Right.
So be willing to continue to read and learn and then apply what you're learning. And my daughter's school, actually, she started talking about entrepreneurship in the first grade
Mm-hmm.
and in the cluster of schools that we're in. So entrepreneurship is very present in school for her.
Yeah.
And she completely understands everything in this business. She understands completely how this works. And in this company, in Planet Marketing, when I close my eyes as a director in this company, when I close my eyes, Anissa, she will be my beneficiary. She will continue to receive my weekly income, my monthly income,
Mm-hmm.
and my monthly bonus. That is leaving a financial legacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's wonderful. That's one. I think another lesson. All of that was great, and I love it. I love how your daughter is utilizing what she has learned, the knowledge that she has learned, and how you are instilling in her this lesson that I feel like is very important is being fearless. You're instilling in her to be fearless. That is one thing that a lot of want to be entrepreneurs struggle with. They never
True.
take the first step. You know, you're talking
Mm,
where she said the lady said, I'll do it again, I'll next year with my money or whatever. It's not always about the resources, you know.
right,
It's not always about the unknown. It's about just stepping out and doing it and doing
right.
it fearlessly. And even if you can't do it fearlessly, do it in fear, you know, but just do
Do
it.
it in fear. Just do it. I think there's a quote that says, it's in our presentation, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Yeah.
One step.
Mm.
And the great thing about community is when you're taking that first step, you're not alone. You're not alone. I'm having an event here today at my home, and my business partner is invited to come and bring her guest. And I have gone to Anderson, South Carolina to do a presentation for my business partner. So
Mhm.
you're not alone. You are in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself.
Right.
We walk with you along the journey to success because if you win, I win.
Mhm.
My goal is to see my business partners win.
All right. All right. I love it. I love it. I don't want to hold you much longer, but I do want you to just share a little bit of your advice to someone who is already an entrepreneur in whatever area they're in, or who is looking to start to find their place in entrepreneurship. What advice can you give to them, and what encouragement can you give to them about reaching out, stepping out, and pursuing your goals?
Okay. Thank you. If you're currently an entrepreneur, grow your network. Grow your network of people. Attend or even become a member of your local chamber of commerce. You own a business. You need to be in places where there are other business people. So grow your network, and growing your network will also allow you to develop your mind and shift your mindset and your
Yeah.
thinking, and
Mhm.
it'll help you to expand your business. Being in business is about revenue.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. The community is nice, but we also need some revenue in our business, right? But your community will help you to increase your revenue.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, or you want to own your own business to still an entrepreneur, then I would say for you, if you're a person of faith, you definitely want to pray. And in that, take the first step.
Yes.
Take the first step in our business. One of the things I love about our business is that we have a few guarantees. And in our business, if you partner with us within the first 30 days, you can get your money back. So if you're looking to start a business, look and see what type of guarantees are there, what's present for you in the event that you change your mind. Because if you're going to fail, you're going to fall forward. That gives you an opportunity. You can have a setback that will give you a fantastic setup for a comeback, right?
Right.
And so how does that happen? You have community with you. So if you're falling, if you feel like you have failed at something,
Mhm.
learn from that, and then do not repeat that part, right?
Right.
So I think it was Henry Ford. The reason why he called that car that worked a Model T, because A through S didn't work. There was failure,
Yeah.
but he had a mastermind group of people around him that helped that particular Model T car to become what it became, a success, right? It went down in history. It worked. So you cannot give up. Confidence is built through you reading, through
Mhm.
you actually applying what you're reading, because the more you begin to understand something, the more your posture changes. You become more confident.
Mhm.
So look at what a new business has to offer you and bring your skill set from whatever you're doing now full time. And those skills should be transferable into the business that you are interested in starting.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. I love all the advice that you gave, all the personal experiences that you share with us today to help inspire and grow entrepreneurs, those who are looking to find a networking community that actually does work. You just got to find the right community. And also just getting yourself out there. Don't be, even if you're a business owner and you're struggling, find that network, find that community that can support you. You mentioned about joining up with the Chamber of Commerce, or
Mhm.
different organizations where you can start to connect with people who have the same goals and dreams that you do. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing today. I thank you for your sacrifice, and I pray continued blessings for your business, for your legacy, and definitely, we will reconnect again. We would love to have you again on the podcast to talk again more about legacy and community and maybe some other things. Okay. It was definitely a pleasure. Any closing words?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for the platform that you are providing for your audience. Thank you for the different topics to help us to not just focus on the one. Sometimes we can have a one-track mind, and what I like about your podcast, LaToniga, is that you're giving us an opportunity to hear different subjects and how we can make an impact. And this one is all about community. Each of us live in a place where we live, work, and play,
Right.
and we should be an active participant in that and building our own economy. And
Yeah.
you can do that when you are making money part time, money. And if I can leave with your audience, I want you to think about something. Imagine your annual income becoming your monthly income.
Wonderful.
If you can dream that big, and if you decide to become an entrepreneur, or if you are an entrepreneur, nothing can stop you.
All right.
Money like that will allow you to have a very positive impact on your community.
Yes. Most definitely. Now, how can people connect with you if they're interested in being a part of your networking community or family? How can they connect with you? I'm also going to post it, but I wanted to also
Okay.
give you the opportunity to share.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm on all social media platforms as Atonya Abrams Wallace. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and I even have TikTok. And if there's someone that wants to communicate with me via email, my name, Atonya Wallace at gmail.com.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. And I'll definitely be posting that contact information and your business and everything in this podcast. So thank you so
Thank you.
much. You have a wonderful day and good luck. Many blessings on your event that's coming up this afternoon. And
Thank you.
you be blessed.
Thank you. You as well. Take care.
All right.